So, yesterday, what we have learnt mainly, we have learnt about variables, why a variable is used, how can we pass variables dynamically, okay, and also how to typecast variables, okay. So, these are some different things that we learned about the variables. Today, actually, yesterday, what we have learned how we can assign a assign a single value to a variable. Today, what we will learn? We'll learn about collections. Today, what we'll learn? We'll learn about collections, and also, if time permits, we'll learn about if condition and while loops. If condition and loops. If condition time will permit, but looping we'll say if time permits, we'll learn. Otherwise, we'll do in the next class. So, whenever I said yesterday, whenever we say collection, it means more than one thing. More than is a collection. So in the case of Python, we have different collections. We have different collections. List, sets, it's tuple sets, yeah, and dictionary and dictionary. So when we talk about list, all of them allow more than one value. All of them allow more than one value. So when we talk about list, they have different properties. They have different properties. List is the mostly used. List is the mostly used one. Many times, whatever you are going to do, you will use the list. You will use the list. Okay, list. Okay, it will whenever you want to assign more than one value to a list. Okay, you are going to put equal to and put the square brackets. These are called square brackets. You can assign any value one, two, three. Can I assign string also? Yes, you can assign string also. Can I assign Boolean also? Okay, you can assign Boolean also. Can I add one more string, one more list also? You can add one more list also. So list basically, okay, it will use like whenever we want to create a list, we need to use square brackets. We need to use square brackets. And there is one concept that we need to understand in the case of Python that is mutable, immutable. What is mutable? What is mutable? Okay, let's say I have a I have a variable of type list. Okay, whether it allows changes, whether it allows changes or it don't allow changes. It don't allow changes. Okay. If it allow changes, if changes are allowed, then it is called mutable. Mutable means changes are allowed. Changes are allowed. Means I want to add more values to a list. Okay. I want to add more values to sets. Is that allowed? Okay. Is that allowed or not? Is that allowed or not? If it is allowed, then it is a mutable. If it is allowed, then it is immutable means okay. Tuple is immutable. What does that mean? Okay, tuple. Whenever you want to create a tuple, okay, you are going to use a small brackets. You are going to use a small brackets. First, we'll talk more about list. We'll come to tuple. Okay, this is immutable. Okay, immutable means it don't allow. Once you declare a tuple, I cannot add. I cannot add any. That is immutable. Mutable means changes are allowed. Immutable means changes are not allowed. Changes are not. Remember this. This needs to be. This is all data engineers should know this terminology. Okay, so please remember this. Please remember this. Okay, so whenever we say list, it starts with square brackets. It is mutable and it allow duplicate values also. Duplicate values also. These are the properties of the list. These are the properties of the list. Okay, now I'll connect to the cluster. Okay. One second. So here, if you see the notebooks that is given to you, basically it got more details. Okay, it will have more more details about what you are going to learn. So there is a separate notebook for list, tuple, sets, and dictionaries. So you have to you will have more examples. I will explain few examples here, but to see more examples, you will have I have created a separate notebook for practice. You will have more examples there. You will see that over. But for me, that I'm going to explain, I will explain in a different notebook so that I don't disturb the notebooks actually. So whenever I want to create a list, you can declare any, you can use A is equal to, there is no issue. And start with square brackets, 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, 5, 5. Yeah. Then I will also assign some. Okay. I can just do like this. It will display the values in the list. It is using square brackets. It is allowing duplicate values. Okay. It is allowing different types of values. It is allowing different types of values. Okay, this is the basic property of the list. Now, can I print? Okay, can I print values, whichever value I want, based on the position? Based on the position. Whenever you go from left to right, the position will start from zero. Zero, first position, second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position, sixth position. Okay, let's say I want to display from I want to display a zeroth value. I can display zero. First one will be the zero in the zeroth position. I want to display third position. Okay. It will be the fourth value. It will display number four. Number four. Okay. Like that you can display. Can I display a range of values? Yesterday we have seen that what is a range? Okay. Range means starting from one location till other location. Okay. Can I do that over here? Can I do that over here? Yes, you can start from 0 and display till 3. It will display. Okay, starting from 0, please display 3 values. Please display 3 values. Starting from 0, please display 2 values. It is not end index. It is not end index. It is the number of values you have to display. Number of values you have to display. Like this, you can use from left to right. If you want to display from left to right, you are going to use. Now, if I want to display from right to left, left to right is one way to display, and right to left is also another way. How I am going to display? Left to right, it starts from 0, but right to left will start from -1. Right to left will start from -1. -1, we know this -1 position. 5 is -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Okay, let's say if I, there is no -0, there is nothing has -0 in the world. Okay, it's -1. From -1, go till -4. Okay, it will display the values. It will display the values. Okay, so you need to remember what if you want to display from left to right, you are going to use 0. If you want to display from right to left, you are going to display different. You are going to display different. Okay, if I want to add, okay, a dot append, if I can add, let's say I want to add, I can append the value. One second. I should, sorry, I should mention the position. I should mention the position. Yeah. So, one second. I'm doing some. So if I want to append, actually it should be a dot append only, but I should add value in the in the bracket, not is equal to. So I'm sorry for that. Uh, A dot append the value. A dot append the value. So I can append the, okay, I can append. So like this, if at all, if I display A now, it will display the with 10, it will display with 10. Sorry, second. A dot append 10 in the next cell. I will will have 10 because whenever I'm doing this, if I remove this, then it will reassign. So whenever it reassigns, it won't print the same value. So I need to do it in the next I need to do it in the next okay. Anybody got any questions in the list? Any of you? Any of you got any question? Ask. Otherwise, I will explain the other.
Hi, Vinod.
Yeah, please.
I need just some more information on how the it will take the location like -1, 0, 1.
From right to left, it will be whenever you want to display the values from right to left, then it will be -1. The index of Vinod is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it will start from index will be starting from 0. Index will be starting from 0. This is zeroth position. 1 is in zeroth position. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, A is equal to, okay, A is equal to, now here I will display A of 6. If at all, if you display, it will display Vinod. Like that, since we have 10 also added, if at all, if I do A of -2, that also displays the same. From right to left, if you want to display, you are going to use -1 starts from -1. From left to right, it starts from 0. That's the only difference. That's all.
So -1, if we do, it will come 5, I guess, right?
No, it is having 10 also. I have appended 10. So if I append 10, let's say now -1 if I give, it will be displaying 10 now. -1 if I do, it will be displaying 10. -2, this is -1, this is -2. If you want 5, then it will be -3. Minus.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, thank you.
This is the, yeah, no problem. So we'll also display how to use for each loop. When it comes to loop, I will show that how to display using loop. But right now, just learn this because I don't want to jump between topics. You clear about
One,
this,
one,
then I will jump.
one
Please.
one more question.
Hmm.
How we can append like if we have one first position and second position in the index, so
Hmm.
how we can
First position, second position in the index. So you can add values only in the end. You can add values only in the end. You cannot change the value as such. You can add values. A dot append. A dot append. It will give the new position to the value. We tried doing that, right? A dot, let's say if at all if you want to change, there is already the first position, there is already some value. If you want to assign, you can assign like this. You can assign like this. Okay, if you want to assign 100 to the first position, you can assign like this. Okay, but if you want to add itself, then it will be a dot append. A dot append, then you are going to add value, like let's say 190, then it will append. Now if at all if you display a, the values will be changed. Values will be changed.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what if I want to add in between? Now addition is only happening at the last. It is getting added at the last, like 10. So what if I want to add
You have to
after
find
3?
out the position. You have to find out the position, then you can add value. After 3, you want to add value, 4 is there. Then you have to assign, you have to override the value. You cannot add in between. That is not possible.
Okay. I need to change the value of 4 to something which I
Something.
wanted. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So
That's
we can insert the value, right, at particular index.
that particular index you can insert the value, but if that index is having value already, it will override. That's what I shown you. So, for example, what somebody asked after 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. If I do a of 4 is equal to something, okay, let's say 189, this big number, then it will override 5. It will override 5. It will not add a new value. It will override 5 in that position. I have added after 3 only. Okay, it will override. It will not keep the same. Okay, moving ahead with the next topic. Now, what all we observed in the list? Square bracket, okay, allow duplicate values. Starting from one location to other location, you can use range. Whenever we talk about whenever you talk about tuple, it uses small brackets. It uses small brackets or round brackets, whatever you call. I call it as a small bracket. Okay. Now this particular tuple, it is okay. It allow duplicate values. It allow duplicate values, but it don't. It don't get changed. You cannot change it. Okay. You cannot alter it. It is immutable. You cannot alter it. Okay. Tuple uses small brackets, allow duplicates, and it is immutable. It is immutable. Okay, you have to observe the difference. This also allow duplicates list. Okay, and it allows duplicate values. It uses square brackets. It is mutable. List is mutable. Tuple is not. Tuple is not. Okay. Whenever you want to declare tuple, you are going to use the small brackets like this. You are going to use the small brackets like this. Okay. It will display the value. Now, if you want to display the value, okay, don't use small bracket to say x of 0. No, that doesn't work. Whenever you want to display value, okay, you need to use square brackets itself. Don't get confused with that. Square bracket for the position. Always, whenever you talk about square bracket, it will be for the position after declaring. After declaring, you want to know the type, you can just do the type like this. It will show what is. It will show what is. So even tuple allow duplicate values. I don't have x dot append. There is no function. X dot add. There is no function has. It don't allow. It don't have any append or add. Append or add is not available. Okay, so
Will it allow multiple data types?
it will allow. It will allow different data types. This is simple only, but it is always whenever you want a position to be displayed, you have to use bracket. You have to use bracket. Square bracket is displaying for the position. You should never, okay, you should always remember that. You should always remember. Okay. Now, apart from tuple, we have sets. Okay. Apart from tuple, we have sets. This guy, okay, uses flower brackets. Sets uses flower brackets. Okay. It does not allow duplicate values. Does not allow duplicate. What does I mean? Does not allow duplicate values. You can declare duplicate values because Python. Don't have a compiler, it don't compile. I can declare 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma how many ever twos I want, I can declare. We know how many ever we nodes I can declare. There is no issue. But when I display value, display it will display, it won't, it no duplicates will be displayed. No duplicates. No duplicates will be displayed. And you can add values, there is no issue. You can add values even to the sets. Sets also allow adding, means it is mutable. Mutable. It uses flavor brackets, no duplicates allowed. It will allow, I mean, but it will not display. Whenever you are declaring, when you compile, when you run the code, then it will remove. It will remove it, and it is mutable. You can use add in the case of sets. You can use add in the case of sets. So whenever I want to display sets, okay, whenever I want to, let's say, declare sets, then I'm going to use any variable you can use. There is no issue. B is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 2. Let's see this. Then if I display, then it will display only one. If I display, it will display. Let's say I'll declare Vinod. What will happen now? What all values it will display? Can somebody take a chance and let me know?
1, 2.
Only one
1
Vinod
comma
it will display.
1
How
comma
many
2
Vinods
comma
it will display? How many Vinod display it will display?
Two will it's like
2.
case sensitive.
Yes, it should display two Vinods. Please remember, it's a case sensitive language. It's a case sensitive language. Okay,
What about
absolutely.
special character?
Specific character, you mean? Any character
Special,
you can display.
no, special character. Okay.
Special characters. You want to display, you can use any special character. It will display. It is a value altogether.
So you need to declare in that quotes.
Yeah, any character apart from number, boolean, you are going to use true or false. Okay, then you are going to put it in the quotes. You are going to put it in the quotes. Any character, for that matter, any character, you are going to put it in quotes. If you want to add value, so now in the case of Databricks also, intelligence is working to some extent. Okay, they have this intelligence. So if I press dot, they got something, so that intelligence is working. So it is helpful for us. It is helpful for us. Okay, so okay, so you can add new value also. You can add new value also in the case of sets. In the case of sets, but it won't allow duplicates. It won't allow duplicates. Okay, just remember this. Just remember this. So to be list sets tuple and then sets tuple and then sets. Okay, you are going to use list most. It does not mean that we should not learn others, but it uses flower bracket. This uses small bracket. This uses flower bracket, and the first one uses square bracket. Then it duplicates, allow duplicates, don't allow duplicates. It allow changes, means mutable. Okay, this is immutable. This is again mutable. This is what we have to remember. This is what we have to remember. On interview also, people sometimes ask difference between sets and a tuple. Difference between tuple and a list. Okay, people may tend to ask. You should remember this. You should remember this. Okay. It is important for us. All of us, it is important. Now, coming to dictionary values. Dictionary values. What is a dictionary? Right? When you so when we are kids, we used to read Oxford dictionaries, we used to read Cambridge dictionaries, and now I never did that, but yeah. So I Google it and then check the meaning if I don't know the meaning of any particular word. Okay. So what is a dictionary? Okay. It is there is a there is a word and you want to know the meaning of the word. You want to know the meaning of the word. Okay. Here, this is the key. This is the value. This is the value. So if you go to dictionary also, if you want to search any word, you will go by a letter. Okay. And then in that letter, you will have W and then A starts. Okay. You will go and search. So it's a key value. It's a key and then you have a value. So nowadays, dictionary, they call it as a JSON format also. They call it as a JSON format. Okay. This is, this will be the most sought after data set in. Okay. Nowadays we are still using CSVs and all, but JSON will be the most sought after data set in future. Okay. So JSON, why it is like that, right? So it got a clear key value pair. Okay. Name. So how the values will be, I will give a simple example. Okay. Name, we know. Date of birth. Okay. Date of birth. One something something. Okay. Like this. XXX. Like that. And then his job. Okay? That's a data architect. Like this, you have clear key value pairs defined in the case of this. In the case of this. Okay. So, and it is easy for people to understand. It is easy for people to understand. That's why all the cloud to cloud communication, okay, cloud to cloud communication is happening using JSON. Using JSON. So we are talking about number of tools over here, like Databricks and Azure Data Factory, ADF. Okay, the communication between ADF and Databricks is will happen using JSON dictionary. Okay, even in Data Factory, all the code, all the code will be converted to JSON format. Okay. If you see the YAML, like somebody is deploying from one environment to other environment, they will generate the YAML files. That is also JSON. So this will be the most sought after format in future. Now also it has taken the center stage. Okay, it has taken the center stage. Dictionary will be very very important. Dictionary will be very very important. Okay, so it will be having, it is simple only, but I'm just saying the importance of dictionary values is high. Importance of dictionary values is high. Okay, just so okay, whenever I, so I cannot declare duplicate keys. Okay, in the case of dictionary, whenever I am doing this, I cannot declare a duplicate value, so it don't allow duplicate values. It will again use curly brackets. It will again use curly brackets. Okay. Key, name, okay, value, colon, and then you can put it in the quotes. If you are having number, you don't need quotes. Otherwise you use the quotes below. Okay. Now I want to, okay, add another value. Not only name, I want to add his job. Okay. Now open the, put the double quotes, write job, colon, assign the assign the data. Okay. Now you can do control enter or you can run over here, however you want, and then you can check the type of this variable. Is this You have to verify because you are learning. You have to verify. First, you just start using this type and all. Okay. So now, if you could see, it will display the well, it will display. It has a dictionary. It is a dictionary. Now, if I want to display something, if I want to display something, I need to how I can display something. I want to know what is the name of the person. Then you're going to use X, you're going to use square brackets. In the square brackets, you mention the key name. I want to know the name. I want to know the job. I want to know the job. I can do. Okay. I will also show you how to display keys, only keys. I will how to display only values using for each loop. Let me go over there and then show you. Right now, okay, we'll just display single values because I need to explain looping. Some of you may not aware, and then I will show that. I will show the key value there. No issues. So whenever you want to display any value, you need to provide the proper key. Not x of 0, x of 1, no, not like that. Okay, not like that. You need to provide the key in the brackets. Key in the brackets. Then it works. Then it works. I will display. Okay, I will show you. I will talk about for each for loop. Then only I will show about this. Not right now. I won't. I won't do. I will do. I will talk about it and okay. So key value pair is really really important. Okay. So you need to know, as I told you, if at all if it is a number, you don't need to put it in the brackets. Otherwise, you can put it in the brackets. You can put it in the brackets. Okay. This is going to be really really important. Okay. You will start. Okay. Whenever you are practicing anything anywhere, start practicing using JSON also. Start practicing JSON format also. It's a good one. It's a This is about the dictionary. I will talk about how to display only keys, how to display only values when we're doing the loops. Okay, right now I just shown you what is this. Okay. Apart from this, what we'll do, we'll learn about conditional statements. Conditional statements. What is a conditional statement? Okay. So we have different conditional statements that we come across. If if else, this is one type of condition. Okay. Case statement is another type of condition. What is if else statement? What is case statement? Okay. If means, let's say I have two variables. Variable one is equal to one. Variable two is equal to. Okay. Now I want to compare these two. Okay. And print something. Okay. If var one is equal to var. Okay. In the Python, you are going to use colon. If you press enter, it will go to the main. If var1 is equal to var2, I want to print something. I want to print something. Okay. var1 is equal to var2 is equal. Let's say something I want to. Now, if the condition failed, so whenever you talk about if condition, the condition that you are going to give should evaluate to true or false. If it is true, then it will enter the if block. If it is false, then if you give else, then it will go to else. If you don't give else, it will come out of the loop. Come out of the loop. Okay. If will evaluate to true or false. If the condition is true, then it will go to if. It will execute if block. Execute if block. The code that is written after this colon with this indentation is the if block. Okay. If something is written parallel to the if, then it is not the if block. It is outside the if. Okay. So if at all, if I want to do more conditions, I have if, then I have elif. I can write hundreds of elifs. Elif, elif, elif. No, I have only one if and one else. I can use just if and then else. If and then else. You can do this. You can if elif elif, and you can, if you want again, you can use else. You don't need to. It's not there. But whenever you talk about switch state, same thing. Switch statement, you are going to write a case state. Switch. Okay. Case. In the case, you are going to compare two things. Compare two things, or any number of things. It should also evaluate to true or false. True or false. Case. Okay. Switch case. You will put a condition, and then when this particular value is 1, then execute this plug. When 2, execute this plug. When 3, execute this plug. But okay, Python is having if else on there. Switch is not there. Switch is not. That's why they have this if elif and then else. It's the same thing. It's a same thing. But here we have only if and else. If and else. Switch will be using switch in the Spark SQL. Okay. But I just told you how switch works so that you will have an idea. I will explain there also, but I'm just telling you. So whenever we talk about if else statements, okay, have it in the new notebook. Takes a lot of time. It's taking so much time. Are you guys facing any lag even whenever you are using community edition, or you don't face any lag? Hello?
Yeah, what we know?
No, whenever you are using community edition, do you guys face any lag? Does it respond properly?
Yes, we know. Yesterday it
I
is
mean,
responsible.
it's- should do, but anyway. Yeah, it's taking time actually. Is it because of the browser or whatever? But maybe I will start using different browser. So okay, whenever I want to write a if condition, okay, it should evaluate to true or false. Let's say I have a variable a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. Okay, I can write if condition to compare the values between them. If a is equal to, okay, if a is equal to b, okay, then print both are equal. Then print both are equal. Both are. So now indentation, when it comes to indentation, you see it is indenting whenever I press colon and enter, it is indenting by itself. I am not pressing any tab. I am not pressing any tab. Okay, just remember this. Just remember this. Both are equal. Okay. So if I do this, if I execute, okay, if I okay, it is double equal to. So if I execute this, since this condition is not true, it is not printing anything. This condition is not true, it is not printing anything. What if this condition is not true? I want to print something, then go press back button, otherwise it will indent same. Then In the else, you say print, both are not, both are not. Then it will print. Then it will. Otherwise, it won't print. If you don't have a else block, if the if condition is not true, then it won't enter. Then it won't enter. You have to remember. You have to remember. Now I want to give another condition. I want to add more condition. L if. Okay. If A greater than B, print A is greater than A is greater than. Okay. If now let's see whether it will go to next. No, it is still both are equal. No, it is not working. A is greater than B is not working. Now I want to add another condition to check whether B is greater than A. B is greater than B greater than A. Then print B is greater than. You can use whenever you are printing. Just remember, if you want to use single quotes, you should have single quotes in the beginning, single quotes in the end. If you want double quotes, you should have both double quotes. I cannot use one single quote and one double quote. In the end, I cannot use one double quote. Not like this. String, it should be either in a single quote or in a double quote. This is the flexibility Python is giving. Okay. You cannot use both. Okay. Cannot use both. Just remember this. It should print B is greater than A. B is greater than A. I'm using double quotes here. I'm using single quotes here. If you start with single quote, end should be single quote. If you start with double quote, end should be double quote. End should be double. You should remember because Python allows string either in a single quote or in a double or in a. Now, so there is one thing in the case of Python. There is one thing in the case of Python, which is a pass. Pass. Why this pass is used? I will tell you a real example. Okay, whenever I am executing something, I have written some code. I have written some code. Okay. Now people said I may use this code later. I may use this code later. Okay. Or I don't want to. So if there is a condition, I want to do something, but I will add the code later. Right now, you just skip whenever that condition is. Whenever this condition is true, okay, right now you skip, then you just come out of the loop, come out of the. Is that possible? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Whenever if there is a condition is true, if you just to pass, okay, it will just come out of the loop. It won't do anything. Okay, it won't do anything. It will skip. So this would be useful later. If there is anything after this, if there is anything after this, then it won't be greater than A, let's say. Okay, it won't. It will just go here and it will come out of the loop. It won't go and execute the next else statements. It won't go and execute next statement. It will come out of the hole. It will come out of the hole. Okay. So this would be useful at later point of time. Sometimes if people wants some code to be added later, some codes to be removed later, then you can use. In the case of while loop, we have break. Okay. In the case of if block, we have pass. If block, we have pass. That is like if condition is met, I don't want to do anything right now. I want to keep pass. See, I cannot leave it blank. I cannot leave it blank. I need to add something. I need to add something. In this particular case, we can use this. There are a hell lot of condition. I need to start with if. Okay, if condition is true, I don't want to do something. Okay, then I can do a pass. I can do a pass. You can use the pass. For you can use the pass. Okay, you may tend to use this. You may tend to use pass. Okay. You may not. I'm used. I used it. You may tend to use. use. You may tend to use. Okay. Nested blocks, nested if statements. What is nested? If there is a condition, inside one condition, I will have another condition. Let's say I have three variables, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3. If A, B greater than A, then I want to check another condition. If B greater than C. Okay? You can do this. Or people tend to do this also. If B greater than A and B greater than C, then you can print something. That is also fine. But this is also okay. Okay. Inside a loop, I want to have another condition. I want to have another condition. This will be common in any project. You may tend to use this. You may tend to use this. There is no issue. There is no issue. You will definitely tend to do this. Okay. So inside if and else, let's say here 1 less than 2. Okay. Then 1 less than 3. Here also you can have else. Here also you can have else. You can say something. Okay. Sample or whatever. Here I would say 1 less than 0. Then it will print else statement. Else. Okay. 1 less than 3. It will evaluate to true. Then it will print 1 less than both. 1 less than 2. You can use and condition, or you can use one statement inside other statement. One statement inside other statement. If you use and condition, you may tend to okay. You may use and you may use or whatever you would like to. Okay, you may tend to have more kind of permutations. More permutations will be there, nothing else. Okay. So if statement is normally you would tend to use if at all if there is no content, you must use something. Here also I have given. If there is no content, you want to use, you have to, you cannot leave blank. Any block you cannot leave blank. You can use the pass. You can use the pass. Just remember this. Any questions in the if pass? Anybody having?
Now we know that's clear.
So I would be taking very simple example, guys, because we'll have to go simple in a simple way to understand. If the concepts is understand, if it will be easy, because all you are going to do is once you create the framework, you are going to do the similar things, but you need to have a conceptual understanding. That's why I will be using simple examples whenever I am doing the Python. Okay. Some of you don't have a coding experience, so I should keep that in my mind and then so it will be in the simplest terms I will explain. Now, what is looping? What is a loop? What is a loop? Okay. Basically, I have, let's say, for example, I want to execute something. I want to execute something until a condition is until a condition is. So if I want to execute, then I want to, okay, I want to do it again and again and again and again. Okay. Can I write, okay, can I write like this, A is equal to 1? Okay. If A is equal to, like I want to print A is equal to 100 times. Okay. Then I am going to increment the value. How I am going to increment? A is equal to A plus 1. Okay. Now, after A plus 1, it will become 2. And again, I will check and then I will check. I will check. Okay. So instead of doing this manual stuff, they have introduced something called as a looping. Looping is introduced. Okay. We have normally traditionally we have different loops. While, do while, for loop. But here we have while and for loop. Here while and for loop. What is the difference? I'll explain what is this. While loop. Okay. Let's say I have, there is a I is equal to 1, I is equal to 1. I want to, okay, I want to increment the I value and then print it for my understanding purpose. Okay. So here, okay, I will have a, this is a initialization condition. This is a initialization. Now I am saying while I less than 100, I less than 100. This is the conditional statement. I less than 100 is a condition. So I want to do something. Let's say I want to print for now, for learning purpose, I want to just do print. Okay. Now, if I do this, I have initialization, I have a condition. If I do this, then it will go on printing the value, it will go into infinite loop. Infinite. Why? Because I'm not doing any changes to I. After printing, am I doing any changes? I'm not doing. So I need to do incrementation. Then comes I is equal to present value plus 1. Present value plus 1. This is same, or I plus is equal to 1 also same. Both means the same. Both means the same. So if it is, what I will do, it will be 1. If I less than 100, I will print 1 and then I will increment to 2. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back until it reaches 100. I will increment and then print. So print till 99. It will print till 99. If you don't have a condition, incremental condition, it will go into infinite. Means it will keep running. It will keep running. It will keep running. Continuously it will keep running. Okay. Initialization condition, initialization of the value, condition until you reach that condition and increment. These are the three things that you need to remember in a loop. Whenever you do a for loop, okay, traditional for loop, okay, you can, what you are going to do, you will have same I is equal to 100. In for loop it will be, if you remember, see, I is equal to 100, I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, then I conditional statement, I less than 100, like this. Okay, here we will not do this, we will operate on, okay, collections. We'll operate on the collections. I have 10 items in a list. Okay, I have 10 items in the list. Okay, I will print all the items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll print for how I'm going to do, for item in list, print item. I'm just printing now. You can do anything you want. Print item. Like this. You are going to, like this. If it is dictionary, okay. In dictionary, what I have? I have key value pair, name, okay, job. Here, if I want to display his, okay, then I need to mention two indexes for KV in dictionary. KV in dictionary, print a, print v, like that we have to do. It will display only his, it will display only values. Okay, like that we are going to use the for. We are going to use the for. Okay, do while, actually, basically, first you are going to, in the case of do while, it is the same as while loop only, but what you are going to do, you are going to check the condition in the end. First you will do the job, in the end I'll check the condition while I less than, for example, do while, do while, that's it. Okay. So it is not in the scope of Python. It's not in the scope of Python, just for you. Okay. So we'll see while loop now. We'll see while, whichever comes first, whatever is there in the list. Okay. So I have for loop. We'll take for loop. No issues. Any understanding, anybody not able to understand looping, please let me before I go to code. Anybody not able to understand? Okay.
These
Okay.
concepts
Let's
are we using in data engineering for loop and while?
we will, right? So basically, let's say I have a table. I have a table. Okay, I have 1 billion rows. I need to loop through and display. Loop through. Sometimes you won't loop 100, 1 billion rows. Loop through and display. Okay. For that, you need to have this understanding. You need to have the understanding. You are going to use them as and when needed. You are going to use them. Only usable things I am teaching for data. Whatever we
Uh,
are going to use, only those I am teaching. If not
Fine,
using, I am not teaching. Okay. It will
fine,
be
fine.
used. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll use them. That's why, yeah, it's a good question actually. We'll definitely use them. We'll definitely use them. Yeah. Let me check the while first. Yeah. I'll finish the while and then I'll go to for. Okay. So, as I told you, while okay, while first is initialization of value I is equal to 1. Okay. While I less than 10, whatever. Okay. While I less than 10. Print. Print I. Now, if you see, I will just print this. Okay. I will, it is a 1 instead of I put. If I print this, it will go on printing. Okay. It will go on printing 111 continuously because I am not doing any incremental conditions. So it will go on printing. It will not stop. I need to stop. That is the infinite loop. That is the infinite. We need to have I is equal to I plus 1. I is equal to I plus 1. If I do, then it will print till 9. Till 9. Okay. Or I can do I plus is equal to 1. Sorry.
Wanted 1 plus 1. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Getting confused with I and 1. Everywhere I have to do that. So, so thanks for correcting me. So I is equal to I plus 1 or I plus is equal to 1 also. Same thing.
In while also I greater than equal to 10 also we can do, I guess. Will it work?
It will work. I greater than equal to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. It will not enter the loop at all.
Okay.
You got what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes, I got it.
If I do 100, then I greater than 10, I need to do I is equal to I minus 1. Then it will print. Then it works in the reverse
Okay.
till until the condition is met. Okay. Till 10 it will print. It will go on printing all the values. So you have to just be cautious. Nothing else. Okay. That's the simplest while step. That's the simplest while step. Okay. Inside while also, okay, you can I want to loop through has, let's say, 100. Okay. If at all, okay, I want to print this. Let's say if at all, if I want to, if it reaches 50, I want to stop. If it reaches, if I is equal to 50 at one point, any point of time, if you are using a logical conditions, kindly use double equal. Kindly use double equal. Okay. Then it will, I will say continue. I don't want to, okay, I don't want to continue. I will just come out. If it is greater than, let's say, to understand better, I will give 90 so that it is. I'll give if it is okay. If at all if it reaches 90, I want to come out of the loop. Okay, I want to come out of the loop. Then I can use break. I can use break. Okay, if at all if I want to continue, if at all if I want to continue, there is so after continue also you can try to, let's say I want to print again I want to print again I. So it will skip that statement. It will skip that particular statement and it will skip the statement and it. Here, if it is 90, I said I want to continue, then it didn't print 90, it will skip and then it will go to, because it has to print two values. Everywhere, if you could say, I'm printing one inside, one outside, one here and one here. It is not printing this because I said continue. Whatever statements after this particular if condition, I want to come out of it, then it won't. So to avoid the confusion, I'll remove this. Right. Then it won't print a 90. It won't print. If you say 93, 92, 91, then 80. So any statement if you want to skip, okay, you can make use of this super if condition. Okay, sometimes there are a hell lot of files that you are doing. Okay, customer says only if this is the thing, then skip. I'm not sure how it will be. Then you can give a pattern and then you can just do it. And you can just do it. So this would be useful sometimes. Break also, okay, continue also. These things will be yes, these things will be using if at all if required. Break means come out of the loop. Break means come out completely. Stop there. It should ideally print till 10, but it is not printing till 10. It comes. Okay. In the while loop, we have break and continue. Break and there are few more examples available on that. We can go. I will talk about for loop in the next class. Okay. I will talk about the for loop. We'll talk about functions, lambda function, simple functions, exception handling. Exception handling. How we are going to. Exception handling means error handling. Error handling. How we are going to. There are some other small topics are there. We will finish in the next class. We'll finish in the next. Will be so next week after first Monday we'll have Python. Tuesday, if people don't have data warehousing concepts understanding, I'll be talking about data warehousing concepts. Before starting Spark SQL, I will be talking because in the previous batches people were not able to understand different layers like staging, ODS, data mart. Okay, these are and then facts and dimensions. Okay, these things are required. Why it is required? Because we all going to use SQL to the very big extent. Lot of programming languages change, but SQL remain. So we need to have the understanding, complete understanding of the data warehousing concepts. So Tuesday, don't try to miss any of it. Okay. Please don't try to miss Tuesday. Every class is important. I'm just stressing if you don't have a data warehousing background, never miss this Tuesday's class. We'll continue with for loop and other things on. Any questions anybody having? You can ask now. I'm done with teaching.
One question I have,
Please.
which we discussed, can we get any kind of notes? Right.
So actually, in the AD material, also yesterday somebody spoke about Databricks batch 6. There also you have all this. So here, if you go here, Python basics PDF is there. Okay, it got everything. I would have mentioned from where I have taken this source. So it got all the more details also. Whatever I teach, everything is available in this particular PDF. Same thing only I am teaching. Don't worry about it. Okay, everything will be there.
Yeah, hi Vinod, this is Ranjan here. Good morning.
Hi Ranjan, good morning, brother.
Yeah, so what is the doubt resolving mechanism if after the class, if in the practice, if any doubts, so how will we resolve with you?
So basically, after the class, I will stay for 10 minutes. Okay, I'll keep asking people like any doubts. I'll stay for 10 minutes. Though you can ask, I can get
No, no. In the
you.
practice, if any doubt, how will I connect you?
You have to ask Visualpath, they will reach out to me. Like if you
Okay,
start practicing, basically, I'll have the code with a lot of details of that. But if you still definitely will have, everybody will have doubts. You can ask in the class in the last 10 minutes, or you can ask Visualpath. Okay. So they will also reach out to me so that we'll try to connect.
okay, thanks.
Hi Vinod, Aditya here.
Hi. Hi, Aditya.
Yeah. So my question is like, so these basic things which we are learning
Yeah.
for Python. Okay. So these basic things will only be getting used in like data engineering part, or like there will be some advanced things also.
See, mainly what we are going to do, we are going to do use a PySpark Spark API for coding. Okay, but many of us, okay, normally, if at all, if I try to learn PySpark directly, okay, if I start using while loop, if I start using okay formats, if I start using exception handling, all these things, if I start using list, you will not be able to grab the concepts there. So
Okay.
for that, you need to have a foundation.
Okay.
Okay, consider this as a foundation class. We'll definitely have a lot of advanced different things we'll be learning. Consider this just as a foundation. If you have this understanding, then it will be easy for me. Okay, I will show you sample for the project. Okay, so PySpark dynamic version. I'm just showing you. Don't no need to worry. You will definitely be able to understand. Okay, later.
Okay.
So here I'm opening a notebook. In this particular notebook, I have okay, I have a lot of code written. Okay, I am running one notebook in another. Okay, I have a lot of parameters. I have used a lot of functions. Okay, how to define a function? I have to write a function. So I need to basically tell you how to do this. Okay, I am going to use try exception block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in
Okay.
the try exception class, okay, I am using all these variables. So these things, how to pass them, how to use them. I need to, if I clear your doubts, here if you could see, I'm using, okay, I'm passing these variables directly. If I clear in the beginning itself, I don't have to stress, oh, how you are passing, like I didn't
Yes.
know this. So you will
Correct.
not have this. Okay,
Okay.
those are the foundation things. That's why.
Mhm. Okay, Vinod. Thanks. Thanks.
So, for example, in the exception handling, there is a raise. Why raise is used? So, if you have clear understanding, you don't need to worry later. You just back.
Mhm. Correct. Correct.
That's the idea, nothing else.
Okay. Got it.
Hmm.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. Like I had to teach basics, then go to the difficult task. So that's why I'm just designed in such a way that you will have this basic understanding. I never used to teach Python in the beginning, but a lot of people got understanding. So it's a it will be it is not good on my part without clear. Anyhow,
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
okay,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
no problem. Any other questions anybody have? Yes. All of you already got access to this shared drive. If not, please take. So I think if you look at the strength, today is less. I feel all of you, whoever already decided to join this particular course, only those are attending. Okay, kindly get access to this particular drive. Download the DBC. Okay, yesterday in class I have told how to upload, import this DBC. Okay, and then use the PDF and just get it. Okay, don't delay. You can ask them. You can ask them. You need it today. Okay. Any if no doubts, then I'll wind up, guys.
Vinod, can you explain in the high level that, in the ETL architecture, in the with Azure tools, ETL
Hmm.
architecture, which tool will you use?
Mhm. So if you take the ETL architecture, okay, let's say you will have a set of sources and you are going to bring it into the cloud. Okay, in the cloud, to bring the data from sources, mainly you are going to use Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Factory, ADF. Okay, if you want to use ADF, if you are bringing data from on premises, then use self-hosted integration. Okay, you must use self-hosted integration runtime. From different sources, you are going to bring the data to cloud. Data. Now, in the cloud, now the landing. So as soon as you copy the data, you pump into the cloud. The first layer that you are going to pump into the cloud is the data lake or a blob. Depends on your project use case. Okay. From data lake. Okay. Now either you can use ADF or a Databricks to do all the transformations. To do all the transformations, you are going to have another 2 to 3 layers over here. Okay, 2 or 3. Then you are going to ban. You are going to use bronze, silver, gold, Databricks, yeah, bronze, silver. You can use Databricks or Dataflow or ADF Dataflow if you don't want to code anything. Okay, or only the gold layer. Some people will go for Synapse. Only the gold layer. Some people will go for Synapse. There are some use cases. This is one architecture. There are some use cases using ADF. You will pump into data lake. Everything you are going to do in the Synapse only. Everything you are going to use the Synapse. Same Databricks code you can use in the Synapse notebook and play around and play around. Okay. Now from here, if at all if you want to connect to Power BI, I am going to teach till here. Okay. From here, if you want to connect to Power BI, okay. From Synapse, if you want to use, you are going to use a serverless tool. Serverless Synapse. Here, you are going to use. They have SQL warehouse also, or they have Databricks Spark cluster. This for Power BI. Mainly now, everything is all the ETL tools are getting replaced by Power BI. Like I mean, not ETL tools, like reporting tools. You are going to use Power BI, Tableau, Click, whatever. But most of them are using Power BI. Like this, it's gonna be. In Synapse, you can use notebooks or you can use only data warehouses to do this. Means I mean, create an external table and all this. You will not, if you have idea, you will understand. If you not, after the course, you will understand. Okay.
Like ADF and SHIR both are different tools.
In ADF, if at all, if you want to read some data, then you need to install self-hosted integration runtime software in a VM and use it.
Okay. Okay. So in the Databricks, why the bronze, silver, or gold? Three layers are required.
That I will explain later. I cannot
Okay.
explain right today.
Oh,
I will
okay.
explain when the time comes. Because
Okay.
if I explain what bronze, silver, and gold, I need to deep dive.
Okay.
I need to deep dive, right? I'll
Okay.
explain. You asked about architecture, I'm telling you about the architecture.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
one question I have. Can you
Yeah,
get in a real time in a one project like so how?
I'm going to tell you the real-time project. This is the real-time use case. So, if at all, if you already got access to this particular drive, what I will show you, there is a project folder. Okay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
project that we're going to do is a real time only. Here, for all of you, if you want to now, I know every company is sitting on the toes. Can you learn? Can you start doing this? Can you start doing that and all the stuff? Okay. For if at all, if you want to do that, here in this particular data engineering use case and solution, I have given different architectures. Okay. Let's say there is a particular problem and how you solve this particular problem. Okay. I can solve using Databricks Azure using a lakehouse. Okay, I can solve using okay Databricks ADF Azure Databricks and also Synapse dedicated tool. Many companies follow this, and then I can solve using Synapse notebooks and Polybase Synapse external DB on demand tool, and then I can solve using only Synapse SQL. You can use Azure SQL also. There is no issue. Only Synapse. So with the course, you are going to learn, you will have okay idea on solutioning in these different ways for any problem. But if it is really big data, you are always going to use the Azure Databricks. Okay, and if you definitely want, what happened? There are a lot of companies they still are using SQL heavily, so they don't want to deviate from SQL. They will go for a Synapse dedicated. These are the most sought after architectures. This and this, the last one. Okay. Other depends on your particular use cases. Like I recently, like not recently, like from past 2 years, I'm working on a project. This particular project, okay, I proposed using Synapse for end to end. Even though Databricks is there, but they don't want to spend too much. They want to have a SQL capability after loading Delta tables. Then I propose this architecture. This is less used. 80%, if at all, if you are going for Lagos, you are going to use Databricks. Some 10 to 20% people are using Synapse. It's the same code. I copy paste it and then use that. There is no difference. But anyhow, okay. It's all depends on your particular use case. It's all depends on your use case. You can check here data engineering use cases.
Okay. This DP203 dumps also do we have certification?
DP203 dumps I don't have. If you want, I can share the contact with you. You can talk to them. I have not tempted myself, but if you want, I can share the contact. That guy will give you dumps. A lot of people cleared. If you
Okay.
want, let me know.
Yeah.
Ask Visual
Sure.
Path, I will share the.
Sure.
Yeah, fine, guys. Bye for the day. Let's again discuss on Monday. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you, Vinod.
Thanks, Vinod.